Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you guys how you can edit a video on Canva in a simple and practical manner. So let's do this. Alright, so this is my Canva platform. If you don't have one, create yourself a Canva account and then go to the design section and search for a template of your choice. So let's say we want to create a social video where we talk about how to bake a cake. And I'm gonna type the video over here, and I already have templates selected on this section. So I'm just going to scroll through the templates and find the one that resonates with my brand. Or if you have an existing template, you can literally skip this step and start editing the video from scratch. So I'm going to select this template over here and click customize it. All right, so the first thing I'd like to do is go in and change the title of this video, so that helps me stay organized. So I'm going to call this as berry layered cake tutorial. All right, so we have the page 1 of the video where you're going to see the preview of the finished cake, and then we have page 2 where you're going to see this icing thing getting done. Then on the page 3 we have like the step 3 of the process of making this cake, which is to add layer of strawberries, and step 4 is talking about adding a splash of color, and step 5 is decorating it, and step 6 is like the ending thank you card over here. And everything that you see in this template is editable. So if you select a particular frame like that, you're gonna get a bunch of editing options on the top. So first thing I'd like to do is remove this video clip and add my own video clip. So I just press the delete button and I'm going to click upload, and this is where you will be able to upload your video files from your computer. Or you can go to the video section and search for a specific keyword to find a video that works with this specific template. So I'm going to take this clip over here and drop it like that. Again, this is just for demonstration purpose only, so please ignore my design. And next, I'm going to go in and click this button over here that says trim, which is what you will be using if you want to edit certain frames throughout the video and you want to keep it concentrated. So I'm just going to make sure I edit out the remaining portions that I don't want to include in this video, and then click done. Next, you have the edit options over here, which is where you're going to get different filters that you can use. So you have some other variations that you can scroll through it to make it more fun and interesting. And you can also adjust the speed of the video. So currently it is set at 1, but if you want to increase the speed, you can do that as well by scrolling the bar over here. Then you have the adjust button over here, which is where you can play around with the overall temperature setting, the brightness, contrast, highlights of this video to make it more interesting to look at. Then you also have the crop button over here, which is what you can use if you want to crop out a certain portion of the video and kind of keep it concentrated. If you want this video to have like a 1:1 aspect ratio, you can select that. Or if you wanted to have like a 16:9 aspect ratio, you can select that as well. Now, the other thing I want to do is click on the screen and select layers, and I'm going to click send backwards, and we're going to do send to back again. So basically all those text layers that we saw in the beginning of the video will be reflected over here when you adjust the layers to make sure everything's visible accurately. And now if I want to change the text, I can do that as well by going in over here and editing it. So we're gonna change the text and call this video as a tutorial on how you can make a birthday cake. And I'm going to get rid of this text over here because I don't really need it. So I'll just take that text and kind of place it over here. And this is where you will be able to add your logo. Next up, we have the logo. So if you want, you can select the logo and kind of scroll throughout the screen if you want it to be placed in a certain direction. Or if you just want to get rid of the logo, you can also do that as well. So then we have the second frame, which talks about the process itself. So this is where you will be able to add your other video clips where you talk about the process of making the birthday cake and kind of changing the text over here and the overall styling, similar to what we did in page 1. So similarly, you will be able to edit and customize the remaining pages. You also have the animate button over here, which is what you can use if you want to animate the way the video is being displayed in the frame to make it more dynamic. So you do have different animation options over here. So definitely scroll through it to see which one fits your needs. You also have page animation, so that way all the elements in your page will be animated in one go. So we're gonna do a simple animation, and if you click apply to all pages, basically this animation will be applied to each of the layers that we have in this video. You also have a transparency feature over here, which is really helpful, especially if you want your video to be played in the background and if you want your text to have that heavy focus. But however, in our case, we're gonna set it to 100. Then we have the position tab over here, which is where you will be able to arrange all the layers in this video. So whether you want to bring them forward or you want to bring them backward and things like that. When you click the layers section and when you select all, you will be able to see different layers that are in this frame. So we have the video layer over here, we have the text layer, and we have the white background layer. So whichever layer you want to work with, you're going to make a selection to that by clicking over here, or you can just simply click on the page itself to make that selection. However, sometimes if you're working with 9 elements in just like one page, it's kind of easier to have these options over here to make sure you're selecting the right element that you want to edit. So if you don't want to see all the video frames in a pages format, but if you want to have like a more thumbnail view of all of these frames, you can do that by clicking the pages button over here, which is where you will be able to kind of scroll through the clips as well and kind of cut through them. And this is something that you might have seen quite a lot in other editing tools like CapCut or iMovie, so you might be familiar with this. And sometimes people just find this easier than going through the layers of the pages and kind of editing from there. And over here you can see the music selection that has been made, but if you want to change it, you're gonna make the selection over here. So I'm gonna delete that audio and select the audio tab over here, and you will be directed to this page where Canva has like a huge library of different music that you can use throughout the video. So if there's a music that you really like, you can just select that, preview it, and then select that music and add it to the video. And then I'm just gonna scroll the bar like that to make sure the music starts from the beginning of the video and kind of ends over here. And we're just gonna do a preview by clicking the play button over here. So one of the things I like to do is click this frame over here and click add transition. So transitions are like really important to make sure the movement from one frame to the other is super smooth and easier, on the eye. So you can do that by clicking transitions, and then over here we do have different transition options that you can kind of play around with. I like the slide option over here, so I'll select that. And over here, you can also choose the direction of these transitions and kind of play around with that, and then also select the duration. So we're just gonna do a quick preview to see what it looks like. All right, so once that is done, and if the video looks great to you, the next step would be to click share, and you can click public view link, which is what you can share with your team members so that they can review this video, provide comments and feedback. Or you can also simply download this video as an MP4 video, and over here you can select the quality, whether you want it to be in 1080p or 4K. And then over here, you got to select the pages that you want to be included in this video. Make sure everything's selected, or at least make sure that only the pages that you want them to be included in the video are selected, and then click download. And yeah, that's how you can edit a video on Canva. It's super simple, easy, and a great interface to get started with. I find this so helpful, especially if I'm designing so much content on the Canva app itself. So it's great that they also have the video feature, which makes it super easy for a creative person to have everything in one place. Let me know if you have any questions, and yeah, I shall see you guys in my next one. Till then, take care. Bye.